Okay, so now we're going to look at doing our rotation using tracing plate paper. So if you look at our example, we're actually going to do a few rotations here. First, we're going to rotate the shape 90 degrees clockwise. Then we'll do another rotation of 180 degrees from our original shape there. And then 270 degrees anti-clockwise. And this is all going to be about the origin. So remember, our origin is that point 0, 0. So it is this point on our graph. That's the first step to do. We're done. So next step, place the tracing paper on the page and mark the center rotation on the paper and then draw the shape. So here we are. I'm going to grab out my straight edge. Doesn't matter what you use. I'm using a ruler, but anything in your house will really do. The more careful we are with this step, the easier we'll be able to spot mistakes later on. So it's paramount you do the best job you can now. Okay, so we have our center rotation marked and our square. So we can remove our tracing paper and we can put it back on after if we need to. So let's look at step 3. So place pen or pencil on the center and rotate tracing paper the required amount and direction. So we know that clockwise is this way and anti-clockwise is the opposite way. But we're gonna first do this 90 degrees clockwise, and I'll do it in red here. So here, we're going to put our pen on the page like so. And one thing actually, I'm gonna stop myself right here. Above our little shape here, let's draw ourselves a little red arrow, because this indicates that's the top of our page initially. So let's rotate it 90 degrees. Okay. And if you notice, our arrow is pointing to the right or to the east. And we can see that our shape lands on these corners where they meet up. So let's remove our paper, mark our points, and leave that for now. Okay. We'll connect all our lines afterwards. For now, I want to do the other two. So now in blue, I'm going to do 180 degrees, and it doesn't have a direction. It doesn't have a direction because 180 degrees clockwise will mean 180 degrees anti-clockwise. So it doesn't really matter which way we go. I am going to choose to go anti-clockwise just because it's easier for me to rotate my page. Okay. So we now have our shape. We've rotated it 180 degrees. And we can draw our points by removing the page. Okay. And lastly, let's do 270 degrees anti-clockwise in black. So once again, lining up our center there on our mark, putting our square to make sure it lines up, and now we're gonna go anti-clockwise 270 degrees. So that's 90. 180, and 270. Well, if we look at this, that's exactly where we drew our 90 degrees clockwise. So we've just proved to ourselves that 90 degrees clockwise is equal or the same as 270 degrees anti-clockwise. Also, it tells us that 90 degrees anti-clockwise is equal to 270 degrees clockwise. So that way, if you remember this, you really only ever have to do 90 degrees and one direction. Because when you're answering a question, they're not going to mark you on whether or not you went 90 degrees or 270. Just whether or not you could draw the correct shape at the end. So we're going to finish it off just by connecting our dots, connecting our points. All right, so moving on, we are going to get a little bit of practice questions in. So 3 questions to do for practice. So pause the video now. When you're ready to go, press play. Right, so we're back. And we got to rotate these shapes. I'm going to save some time myself by simply providing you with already copied paper. So we are going to go about the origin in each of these cases, right? So I've already drawn the shapes for us, make our lives easy. So the first one, we're 90 degrees clockwise. So put a pen on the origin, rotate, and we have our points. So we can quickly move, recopy our points. Okay, next one we'll do is our little triangle here. So we're going 180 degrees, so we can go either way. So if that's 90 degrees clockwise, we can go another 90 degrees, and we have now gone 180 degrees here. So let's remove our paper and draw our shape. And lastly, we are going to go 90 degrees anti-clockwise for this kind of obtuse looking triangle here. So 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So that means we're going left. We're turning our tracing paper left, as so. So now we want to remove our paper. We can draw 2 of our points, put it back for a second if we're confused or want to check. So we want to check this. I see something not quite lining up there. But that's why, like I said, you want to draw it as perfect as possible so you know that you don't have to guess. At this point, I'm just going to connect all of our coordinates together so we can finish off our rotations. If you do not collect your points, likely you will lose out on any marks because it's an incomplete set of work then. And here you have it. That's rotations about the origin. See you in the next video where we go for when the center is not the origin.